Well, good morning guys, it's George from Cyprus Insight. It's 7:15 in the morning. My cats have been fed, they're having their breakfast. I'm going to do a bit of an update on the garden and a little bit of a tidy up. Now it is August, and as soon as that sun is up, it's going to be hot. So in August I just keep things going. I don't do much work in the garden. Just keep it tidy and keep things going. So I think I'm going to start off right at the beginning here. And these bushes here do need a bit of a trim back. Now, I'm not going to do that until the end of August. I'm going to wait a little while, then I'm going to trim them right back. But what does need trimming back are these plants here. Now these are the ground cover plants. Mentioned them loads and loads of times, haven't I guys? You can pick them up anywhere and they make an amazing ground cover, and they cascade down as well. So they're coming down from the trough onto the floor. But I want to just trim them down a little bit so I could sweep underneath. Moving on. This is doing quite well now this year, this tree, and that's in a pot, a massive pot. Here we are, because we've got a wall next door, so we don't want to ruin the wall, so it's in a massive pot. And I made these troughs. Let's see if I can get to them. There we are. If you haven't seen the videos before of the garden, made these troughs, and there's some down here as well. Let me show you. There we are. See, they're made of galvanised steel. They're raised up a little bit on wood so it don't go rotten, and then I filled them with little stones. There, can you see stones in there? And then when you fill up the pots, especially in the summer, water, it holds some of the water in the trough, so it retains the water in there and keeps the plant hydrated, if that's the word, in the summer. And they work really, really well. I know you're not really supposed to keep the roots or underneath really, really wet. You're supposed to have plenty of drainage, but it seems to work over here. So there we are. Right, back to our job. I'm going to cut those ground cover plants down a little bit. We've got a few here as well, different ones. We've got these ones here, I'm not sure of the names. There we are. See, it covers up the bottom of the pot and then it cascades down over the pot, covers up the pot and onto the floor. And if you leave it, it just carry on top of the concrete. I don't want to do that. So I'm going to trim them down a little bit. This is another ground cover plant. Makes a lovely flower. Not so good at the moment, but it will flower. So that's another one. That's fine, that doesn't need to be cut back. There's another one. You can see, look, comes down, covers the pot and coming down. That makes a lovely flower, but it's not flowering at the moment. Ooh, that's a good time to do a video, is it? Never mind. Anyway, so that's that. Now these here, and I've got one at the front, I'll show you later. There's one here and one plant here, and I took some cuttings from a neighbour and they've done very, very well, and I put them here and they climb up and they're massive, massive trumpet type flowers. They are absolutely beautiful. So I've decided that I'm going to put one in that pot and one in this pot. Although these climbers have done reasonably well, they haven't done very well, not compared to the front. And I'll show you them now. Let's go round. And I'll show you these climbers. And they've done very well in the car park area. I think they need a little bit of semi-shade. That's probably why. But can you see the flower? It's beautiful, look. It's coming round here, round here. The only problem is they produce these pods, and these pods burst open and there are seeds everywhere. Quite a messy plant. Well worth keeping though, guys. Can you see this one's gone brown, this pod there, and that's going to explode soon and make a mess. So what I do, I just take them off. I'll throw that on the floor. I'm going to sweep up in a minute. Right, let's make our way back round, and then I'll mention the hanging baskets or the hanging buckets. Some are successful, some have been a disaster. So let's get on with our physical work, because that sun's coming up. Right, that's that cut down. There we are, look at that. Now I've got to sweep up later. All cut down. There we are. That's cut on the bottom. Tidy up the trough bit. That's cut down. Cut down there from there. You see. Okay. Right, let's make our way back round this side of the garden and see what's going on. Okay, I think we're all right now. We'll sweep up later. I'll make a massive mess and I'll go around with the broom and just sweep everything up, tidy up. Right, what's going on now? We have got our little fountain that's fallen apart, and I'm not going to deal with that now. I'm going to wait to the autumn. It was glued down. Oh, there it is. There. That's a stone. It's got a massive trough in it. It's waterproof. I put this waterproofer in. It's sort of waterproof. I'm going to do it again. But it's fallen off this other stone. It's a lovely feature. Then I've got this bit of copper, and the water cascades down here onto the copper and then into the trough, and the cats can drink out of it. But I'm not going to fix that now. As I said, it's middle of summer, very hot. Just keep the garden going. Right, looks like we've got some grass there. We don't want that. Get that out of the way. Right, these are the buckets. Some more of this ground cover, cascading, hanging basket stuff that you can find everywhere. This one was filled with plants from Triada. Calimera. What else is going on, guys? Oh, it looks like the neighbours here to look after the chickens. They're the other side. As I said, the buckets there are. That one's doing quite well. We picked up the plants from Triada. There's loads of plants there. They were growing over the pathway. So we got the plants that were going over the pathway that were going to be cut anyway. And they're doing okay. So that's that bucket doing quite well. Now the olive trees, guys, if you've noticed, there's no olives on them. Well, they're only produced once every 2 years. Now look out for the video. Last year we produced about 7 or 8 litres of olive oil from just these 3 olive trees. 1, 2, 3. And we auctioned it off, and all the proceeds went to Ella's Blind Cat Sanctuary. So this year, no olives, look, totally bare, you see? And I trimmed them back. When I was picking the olives, we cut these olive trees right back. And now look, they're brilliant. I'm not sure what sort of shape I'm going to do for this one. I'm trimming it back so it don't get in the way of the path. So that's staying back. You can see the new growth there. I think I'm just going to have it spreading sort of this way. Make it sort of that shape. This is the bottle brush tree. We call it a bottle brush tree. It's flowered now. Makes lots and lots of mess when it flowers. And that's it now. No more flowers to next year. I have cut it back again in the winter and the spring. And now it's looking really nice, isn't it? Now it's going to need cutting back again. Maybe this bit here. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. We'll cut that bit back. Oh. Listen to the chickens. Now I have got a watering system, and can you see it feeds this bucket and then it comes out of the bucket, and if there's lots of water you get quite a lot of these little plants coming up, lovely little flowers, and I keep them. They're fine. You have to keep them cut back. There's loads over here, if you might have noticed. Hello, you finished your breakfast? Yeah, okay. There, at the back, you can see where the trough is. You can see concrete here, and then there's a trough there where the wall is. And I've done that round the garden. I'll tell you why in a minute. In fact, I might tell you now if we go around this way. Let's go around this way. There we go. That's for the swimming pool. I'll show you that later. There's the flowers and the trough, you see. There. And that's so the building or the wall can breathe, and that prevents damp. That's the stamped concrete, and if you put the stamped concrete right against the building, you'll get damp. So that's the trough going all the way around the property and around the back garden wall. Goes all the way around the back there. So that prevents that wall from getting damp. And of course there's water down there. Oh, it's damp. So that flower does like the water. Okay, let's go around this way. What we have to do, we have to rake the soil round here and round here, guys, because the cats do like to have a poo round here. I don't know why they don't go in the field. Come here and have a poo. So we'll do that. We'll get the rake out this bit. Oh, this flower here is a little bit of a nuisance. Beautiful flower. It just grows. There, you see it? There. I'm going to show you. There's one over here that's gone quite mad. So there's the flower, guys, a big one. We saw the little one over there. I have cut it down, and it produces a massive flower, and it lasts about a week or so. Oh, there's one more here, look. Just going to pop open. Lovely trumpet flower, but then it produces a prickly seed ball that explodes and goes everywhere. So I'm gonna cut that down. It's produced about 10-15 flowers. Oh, 1 minute, should I? It's gonna produce some more or not? It might do. No, I think I'll cut it down, guys. I've had enough of that one. Right, this bucket is doing very well. That hanging bucket. I put the hanging buckets because I cut down the olive trees and the trees. There was quite a few gaps here and there. So I thought I'd put some hanging buckets or hanging baskets to cover the area for this summer. That one's doing very well. Again, it's a ground cover one. I got them from Triada. Look, that one hasn't done very well. The bottom bit, look, that's got to be cut away. But the top bit's fine, isn't it? That's okay, that can stay. That's doing really well. That's definitely going to stay. Can you see what I've done? See, there was a big gap here. That tree was cut down, I'll show you that. And of course the olive tree was cut down, and now it's grown. And there was a big gap here, so I wanted to fill the gap. But look at this one. Ooh, not very good, is it? Oh, we've got one survivor in the middle. Anyway, that can be dumped, I think. We'll put that in the soil later. This tree was cut down. It had 3 branches coming up, or barbs, or whatever you call them. This particular one here was cut down this year. It used to go up here and across onto the pavement, so I needed to cut that away. That one I cut the previous year. I'm not too sure what this plant is doing here. I wonder what that is. That's turned up. There you go. That could stay, I think. Now it's going to need trimming back. You see, I want to make it flat and circular, but I'm not doing that until the autumn. Right, we have acquired, I do believe, some birds of paradise plants. There they are. There's one there. They haven't flowered yet, and they won't for quite a while. There's one there, and there's one there. I picked them up from one of the neighbours. She didn't want them. They were a massive, great big pot, and they've got a great big ball, a great big root ball, should I say. And what you do is just get a knife or a saw, and you cut the root ball to whatever size you want. And I cut it in 3. Look, there's one there, and one over here. There we are. And they're doing okay. Not brilliant, but they're doing okay. They'll be fine. Next year they're going to flower and they're going to be massive. Right, this tree's done very well this year. I've given it a bit more light by cutting down the trees either side, especially this one. And look at the seed balls. They're going to make a mess, aren't they? Well, I might cut a few down, I'm not sure. Right, let's do that. Let's cut a few of these seed balls off and then continue around the garden to this side and then sweep up. Oh, have a cup of tea as well. Right, nice mug of tea. Oh, delish. This is another tree that's doing very, very well. Again, I cut it right back in the winter, and look at it, it needs trimming back again, doesn't it? Make it into a nice long funnel. Right, let's do that off first and then continue. Right, as you can see, I've cut some of these seed pods off. Take these off as well. There we go, that's better. Still some up there, but I'll leave them anyway. I raked out the soil. That's all tidy, and I'm going to take this hanging basket or bucket away, and I'll put the soil down there. Move round to the other olive trees. They're doing really well, aren't they? Look at that. Wow. So, no olives again. As you can see, that's done very well, that bush thing on the bottom. Now this is the new bit of the garden. Here I had, what did I have, guys? Oh, can't remember, I did it in the last video. Oh, what was it? A palm tree. Oh, but it was a prickly, horrible palm tree in a massive pot. Got rid of it, and I've put these flowers. You'll see them on the highway. They're really easy to grow, really cheap. They were €7 each in the garden centre there. And they will bush up here and they fill up this whole area. This is another hanging basket or bucket that's done very badly because it's got no drainage. A bit silly, but look what's appeared. I wonder what that is. A grass or what? It looks really pretty, doesn't it? It's really nice. So I'm going to leave that. I'll take these out. Oh, I'll cut that in a minute. I'll take these out. They're rubbish. But that's nice, that is. Let that grow. That's fine. Must like lots of water. Got no drainage. Right, let's continue around this area here. We're going to clean the table. Now we've got these climbing plants, and they're part of the front garden, which will go onto the front garden in a little while. Again, we've got these flowers. There we are. Lovely blue flowers, and they're just on the path. So what you can do, if you like, you can just pull them like that. There, see? Just pull them. And you can just clear the path with your hand, and then clear some of the really tall ones. There, easy, isn't it? And that just tidies it up a little bit. Just yank it like that. There you go. You don't need to cut them, because what happens, they grow really tall. So if you pull them like that, it just gets rid of all the scraggly tall ones. You see? Just tidies things up. There. Just grab it, pull it. There, can you see? Come away from the path now. On the concrete. See? And now I can clean that. Tidy it up with my broom later. There, what's that weed doing? Just grab it with your hand and yank it. Look at the seed pods. There. There you go. It's all hands on. Oh, what's that? Grass. Don't like grass. All seeds get on the cat's fur, and it's horrible. Right, that's gone. That's gone. That's gone. These seed pods, you can just yank them with your hand if you want. Look. There's some more seed pods. I can't yank those. They're green. Oh, yes you can. Look. Oh, of course you can. You know, just pull them. Yeah. Get rid of them, because they're going to make a mess. Don't need them. There. Right, that's the seed pods gone. See? Just cleared that bit there, and then we've got this bit along here to clear. Do that now. Right. Let's go around here. Oh, looks like there's a few cats having their breakfast. Oh, you dropped it. Never mind. There's another one there. Yeah, there's another one. There you go. Right, let's just clear the path a little bit here. Don't need a lot. There we are. That'll do. Right, I think it's time to go to the front garden, tidy up a little bit there, and then get the broom out. Right, front garden. Here we are. So we've got an olive tree here that doesn't produce any olives. That's done very well. I did cut one of the branches down. Where is it? It's down here somewhere. And it's going up here and being a bit of a nuisance. That was cut down. Now look at it, it's lovely. Let's go back a little bit. There we are. Now I'm not going to do a lot in the front garden. In fact, probably not going to do anything in the front garden. It does need trimming back. But as I said, I'm not doing it this time of the year. Lots of shade here though. We've got a money plant that's doing really well. That's spreading out. That's brand new, the jasmine. Look out for the videos, guys. We went up towards Limassol to the garden centre, Kew Gardens, picked that up, got it in the car. And that's doing really well. I want that to grow up a bit more, and then across here and join this climber here. That's an arch, gives you plenty of room and shade to get into your house. And then working round, we've got a lemon tree doing very well. Again, this was a mixed lemon tree. It was mixed oranges and lemon tree, and I've cut the orange bit away because it was a nuisance. It was diseased. Look, there and there. So now we've just got one going up and producing lots and lots of lemons, so that's doing well. Again, it needs cutting back a little bit here. That's fine, leave it for a while. We have got an orange tree as well. Yeah, that's doing really well. Again, that was cut right back in the winter, and now look at it, loads and loads of oranges on it. Does need trimming back. And then we've got our fish. There's a big fish tank. And we'll give them some food, shall we? Want some food? Okay. Let's give them some food. Now the water, guys, is crystal clear. We have got some algae growing on the glass. Let's just sprinkle some. There we go. Got a mixture of pellets and flakes. There we go. Delish. Right, let's put them. Oh look, we've even got lemons. Oh, sorry, oranges, should I say, growing here. Excellent. So the fish have been fed, the cats have been fed. Oh, we've got these bamboos. I think they came from IKEA. They're like curly whirly, slow growing bamboo, and you put them in water, they're doing really well. They're in the fish tank. As I said, there's algae growing on the glass. I do scrape it now and again, but the water is crystal clear because this year we changed things around again. Always changing things around. You can see the filtration system. Let's get under the tree and show you. There it is. It's an old bucket that was full of chlorine, but it was cleaned out, of course, for the swimming pool. And the pump pumps the water through here, through the UV light that cleans the water. Oh, it's dusty. Okay, that gets rid of all the algae and what have you. Then it comes through here, up into the bucket, and in the bucket there's lots of filters, and it comes out the bucket into a big pipe there and drops into the tank. So there's our filtration system, and you can see the water is crystal clear, but unfortunately in the summer the sun tends to be over there and there, and it does hit the tank, so we get algae growing on the glass. In the winter it's crystal clear, and as I said before, the water is amazingly clear. Look at that, so clean. And we've got the same system going on in the tank indoors, and I'll show you that right now. I changed it around again. There we are, come around here. So we've got a brand new UV light, a big one this time, that came from the UK thanks to our friend Elite Koi. That's all connected inside the bucket. If it rains, the water can't get in that bucket, guys, and you've got all the electrics in there hanging off the tree. The UV light is on the tree as well. Right, it's not screwed on, it's got these sort of wires and rubber to hold it on. And then we've got our bucket. Let's get that out of the way. Here we are. So what's happening here? I'll show you. So the water's coming out the fish tank from indoors, out the hole, up here, through the UV light, out the UV light, into the bucket there. In there there's loads of filters, and then out with a bigger pipe back into the tank. And in the summer I put this green mesh on top to prevent any sunlight going onto the water, because we don't want algae growing in the tank, although we've got the UV light. Okay, so that's the front garden, and as I said, I'm not going to do anything in the front garden today. I'm going to go and sweep up the back garden. Oh, let me show you this hanging basket or bucket. Not very good, is it? That's going now. I'm going to cut that away, and that's going. It lasted quite well. it didn't have much drainage, which was not good. Next time I put lots of drainage, and I think it just too hot for it. But anyway, it lasted about 3 or 4 months. Lovely flower. So I'm going to get that down and I'll put it in the soil over there. Oh, another thing I did as well, let me show you this, guys. There's the money plant, and it was growing out here on the concrete, and I had to trim it back. I dare not throw away a money plant. I did plant some over here a few years ago, that's doing really well. And then I decided all the cuttings can go in these troughs here. And look how well they've done. So they need trimming back, and this plant needs to go. Look, there's more of this blue flower. It's nice. Don't want too much of it. There you go. Get rid of that. And this is my third cutting of this particular plant with the big trumpet flower. I'm not sure where I'm going to put that. That's doing really well here. Got plenty of shade and it's doing really well. So leave that for a minute. I'll do that another day. This is the climber. We've got several climbers here, guys. We've got that flower there climbing all the way round. And then we've got another one, which is this one here, which doesn't really flower. I'm trying to get rid of it, but anyway, I'll keep it. It doesn't matter. And if I go to the front of the house, I could show you. There. See the arch? There's the climber. It starts off this side and that side. It goes all the way round here. Then it started to come round here, so I left it and tied it back. There we are. Can you see? There. It's going round here like this, round like that. There. And as it grew, I just tied it back. There. And then it started to go up towards the balcony. Oh, silly bitty. Oh, there comes the sun. There, can you see? It's going up there and up onto the balcony. Beautiful, isn't it? And we've got more of that in the car park area. Oh, by the way, I did trim this tree back as well and cut it right back. There was a big piece here. There, can you see that? Cut that away. That was coming up here onto the wall. Look, chip the wall. It's probably going to destroy this wall, so I've cut that right back. So we've only got one stem at the moment, which is perfect, but it's left a big gap here, which is not a problem, because look, it started to fill. You see the gap? It started to fill. Now, my next job in the autumn is to cut that back a little bit and make it a big ball. Right, moving on to the car park area. This is another area, needs a little bit of work. We have got jasmine growing here, and this plant here that's doing really well. Again, easy to grow. You can put this in your food. There we are. You can garnish your food with that. So it goes up here and over the cars. Now I've made this pergola and I've put this green mesh up for this year, and I'm trying to make the plant grow underneath it. Quite successful at the moment. Look, can you see that? It's growing underneath, so I'm hoping it's going to grow up there and cover this whole area. I did have passion fruit growing here, but it's a nightmare, guys. You have to trim it back every month, so I got rid of it. And now we've got these climbers, and they're doing really well. Look at this, over and above, lovely flowers again all round here. The only drawback are these seed pods. Look, that's going to burst open, all these seeds coming out. It'll make a bit of a mess. It's just a fact of it's making a mess, but it's not a problem. You just got to get the broom out every now and again. Right, let's get to the back garden, shall we? And get that broom out and tidy up. Oh, it looks like the cats have finished their breakfast. Oh, let's go and tidy up first indoors and then sweep up. Now the sun's caught up with me. There it is, up in the air. So I'm going to continue this video in the evening, guys. Maybe about 6 o'clock in the evening. Oh, look at all those pigeons. Are they pigeons? Or doves? Anyway, we're going to continue this video in the evening. As I say, about 6 o'clock. I've swept up all the way round. Trees are looking great. As I said, I'm going to trim the trees down in the autumn so they can stay as they are. I've done lots of things around here, guys, including the soil. I've raked the soil, that's all tidy. Now I've got to take some of those hanging buckets away, 2 of them. Tidy up some of those flowers at the far end. There. Tidy these up a little bit. And then probably hose down everything, guys, and get it nice and neat and tidy. So we'll continue the video this evening. Okay, so there's the fish indoors, and you can see how crystal clear that water is. Isn't it beautiful? Perfect place for it. Put it on the floor like that, and then put 2 brackets and the TV on top. Right, we finished in the garden, neat and tidy. All swept up. As I said, not cutting down the bushes now. We'll go round the garden and show you what we've done. Lovely, neat and tidy. That's all been swept up. You can see this, what I call ground cover plants. I've cut it away on the bottom and swept underneath. There we are, you can see the troughs now. This is a lovely plant. Look out for the video, guys. Oh, we've got a name. Look at that. There we are. That was bought at Kew Gardens. What was there before? Oh, a silly tree. Don't want a silly tree. That'll grow up here over the arch towards the swimming pool. It's a good idea, isn't it? There's the dragonfly, guys. Look out for the video a few years ago, just practicing my welding, and I made a dragonfly. So there's the dragonfly. Oh, there's another one. There he is, up there. Okay, so that was done. Tidied these troughs and all sorts of bits and pieces up. We've watered them. Moving on around the corner, there's one broom put away. I've put the fountain back. There we are. Still needs repair, but I've put it back for now. Actually, what I might do, if I switch on the water here, I can show you what it looked like. There we go. Oh, there's some dust in there. There we are. That's what it looks like when it's running, guys. So there's a pump in there in the trough, and it pumps it back up through the back of this stone. There's a hole, and I found this, I can't remember where, Capo Greco I think, a big hole in the middle. And then I put some waterproofer along the stone, as I said before, a piece of copper to guide it into the trough. So there we are, and I love that running in the winter. It used to run, it ran for about 2 or 3 years. Right, I've left this bucket. That's done very well actually. Oh, there's a flower. Tidied it up a bit. There's a watering system for it. So that's fine, that's doing well, and it's just sort of filling up this gap until the olive tree gets even bigger. So that's done. Soil around looks nice and tidy. That's all been done. Oh, I've cut this tree down a little bit while I trimmed it because of the seeds. There's loads over there, but I've left those anyway. But I've tidied it up a bit. I've raked the soil round here, that's nice and tidy. Birds of paradise are looking quite good now, there they are. That's the ones I got from one of the neighbours. This bucket's doing quite well, look at all this. Look at that. There we are. And that's going to cascade down here, cover that bucket, and maybe go along the wall a little bit. So that'd be quite nice, even when it all gets full of plants. I could leave that there. Moving on, I haven't done anything to this tree. I'm going to trim it back mid of September, I think. I think it needs spraying as well. Okay, so this bucket's doing really well. Look at that, it's going to flower soon, and that will go along there and across the fence and fill up this gap here, and that'll probably stay in the winter. Oh, look at this, guys, what do you think? Just step back on this tree. Now I do want to cut it back down. It's like a bush, isn't it? And this year, or this winter, what I did, I cut one of the branches, one of the thick stems. There it is, there. And oh, cut that one this year and that one last year, and now we're left with two. But I'm thinking in the winter, cut this one away, take it away totally, and just leave one there. So I don't think I need that one on the right hand side, and then it'll fill up. That might be a project for the winter. Okay, where were we? Oh, we raked the soil. That's some of the old soil from the bucket over there that wasn't any good. I got rid of that, so that's gone. Moving on round here, I tidied up a little bit of this olive tree because it was coming through these bushes that are on the bottom of it, and I don't really want olive tree coming up through these lovely bushes. I want to keep them, so I've trimmed that a little bit. I've left that bucket, that looks really good, look, that's fine there. Moving on, I've tied back these new plants and I've deadhead some of the flowers, apart from that one. Didn't do a very good job there. There you go, got rid of that. Okay, so I've tied them back to the bamboo, tidied them up a little bit, and that's going to bush up this year. I've left this bucket because it's got this amazing grass in it. Leave that, it's not really causing any problem. I like that. That's a new plant again. As I said before, you'll find them on the highway, on the side of the roads, easy to maintain. So there's another one there. So 1, 2. This tree needs cutting down, as I said, or cutting back. Let me step back a little bit and show you. So it needs trimming, so it's nice and straight. But again, middle of September, and about 6 weeks time, we'll give that a bit of a haircut. Right, carry on through. We've got more of these lovely flowery bush type plants that we've put new ones in. Another one there and another one here. I've cleaned them up apart from that one there. I'll take that off later. Anyway, so that's all tidy, isn't it, guys? Tidying up these lovely blue flowers at the bottom, and we can see the higgledy-piggledy path now. I've taken some of these seeds away. There we are. Taken some of them away. Behind the little curtain, guys, is the fish tank. Right, and I'll tell you why I've done this. Okay, let's just open the curtain. There's the fish tank there, and we'll have a look at the fish tank on the other side. So what I've done, I cut away part of the fence so you can see the fish tank from this side. But what's happened is the sun, which is there, is going directly onto the fish tank and causing an algae problem. So I put a curtain for this year, and I'll show you when I back up a little bit what I'm going to do throughout the winter. So in the winter, guys, let's just back up a little bit and show you. I want to put a pergola there, a curved pergola covering this area, and that way it gives plenty of shade for the fish tank. And then I'll take the curtain away, exposing the fish tank, so when you're sitting here in the conveniently located chairs, and I've got some different garden chairs, and tables. Not telling you where I got them. Anyway, I've got some new garden furniture to put underneath the new pergola. So that's going to be a winter project. We don't do things in the summer here, guys. Too hot. It's going to be arched like that. I'll show you that. That's the pool pump housing. Okay, so it's all tidy, isn't it? You see, that's all tidy. There's the pool pump housing cupboard. These were some old doors that I found, cut them down and then made an arch. It looks quite nice, doesn't it? Right, let's go to the front garden, shall we? So, front garden, tidied up the carport. I didn't have to trim the bushes back, but I did that a couple of weeks ago now. So that's nice, that's growing right across. Let's go right to the front garden now. Okay, as I said this morning, I wasn't going to do a lot in the front garden, just tidied up everything, got rid of some old leaves and stuff that was all over the floor, watered the plants, as you can see, topped up the fish water. Hello everybody. We'd like some more food. Really? You've been fed twice? Alright then, one moment, I'll get you some more food. So what else have we done here? Nothing else, guys, just tidied up. Looks nice though, doesn't it? And in the autumn, guys, I will trim this olive tree. I've trimmed it several times, but it needs a little bit more. Once the oranges are finished, I'll trim this orange tree down, and once the lemon tree is finished, I'll trim it down a little bit. As I said in the morning, I did trim it right back before the summer, so that's another job for the winter. So there's always jobs to do. But look at this lemon, it's nearly finished. Look at that. I think that was left over from the last lot. Might pick that soon. It smells delish. So there we are, guys. There's a little update on the garden. Let's feed the fish. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and if there's somewhere you'd like me to go, put it in the comments below.